what you do after you put a trade on is equal to, if not more important than what you do before you put that trade on. I'm going to show you exactly why that is, why you can have a perfect entry, a good strategy, great approach, and mismanaged trades. I actually talked about this on my live session today and have, unfortunately, an example of me not managing two trades very well that would have ended up being winners had I just stuck to my trade management, what I was talking about earlier today on my live sessions. If you want to check out my live sessions, I trade live on YouTube, Kick, and X, 100% free almost every day. Click the link here, subscribe, follow, wherever you're at. Along with that, if you want to check out Top 1 Futures, which is what we're looking at right here on Project X, instant funding, no evaluation, you can check it out. I'll link it right here. Code RDF will get you the best deal. I believe right now it's 45%, but check it out with code RDF. It will always get you the best deal, better than the email, the website, the promotion, the Discord, anywhere. Shout out Top 1 Futures for that one. Now, let's hop right onto these charts. We can take a look at what happened here. This is from today, July 15th. This is into the afternoon, and if you look up on the left-hand side here, top left-hand side, my resting P&L, I do have 1L from this morning. Took that on the live with you guys trading on YouTube. Now, I waited, and watched this level to the downside, this 62.95. It was a sweep below this overnight low level, right? This Globex Asia London low level where we had quite a bit of liquidity at 6,300. But I had this level marked out as we started to come down that I was looking to get aggressively long on if we move down. What happened? We came down into that level, and I did get aggressively long twice, and both times I stopped myself out at break even. I talked about this on my live session, what I've noted just based on my personal data. And this is going to be different for everybody, right? This video isn't to say don't go stop loss to break even or going stop loss to break even is bad for you personally. What I've noticed specifically with me, the way that I trade my strategy, right, my approach, is that more frequently, right, over a decent sample size, I've noticed going stop loss to break even relatively quickly is hurting me in the long run rather than helping me. I have more trades that play out like this right here that continue all the way to my take profit or farther than the ones that continue back all the way down to my stop loss. Now, what happened on this first trade, right? I got aggressively long, and I actually have the trades up down here on the bottom, so you guys can see this one. This is the exact entry with the initial stop loss, which, as you guys know, I'm typically running a 10-point stop loss here, trading ES for this approach. Got aggressively long. This thing started to pop up into profit a little bit. What did I do? Stop loss to break even. Stopped me out right there. Came a little bit down into drawdown, right? Over here, I'm feeling like a genius. Oh, this thing's going to sell off. And look here, here we are on this one, over 15 points higher, right? Over a 1.5 to 1. I actually re-entered on this one. Now, this wasn't a really good trade, and that is why I stopped myself out very quickly. You could actually see the duration of this one is only a minute. I knew that I had mismanaged this trade at this point, right? Taking the second one, and I wanted to get back in, but very quickly, it took me about 90 seconds, right? A minute and a half to say, I'm not supposed to be in this trade. My risk structure is off. Whether or not this one is going to work out or not, I shouldn't be in it. I should have been in from down here. My risk structure should be all the way down here to allow for this thing to move around if it needs to. And now I'm attempting to jump in late to salvage a trade. And exiting that one was really the correct move, right? If I get myself into a position, into a trade where I know I'm not supposed to be in, the best thing I know for me to do is immediately take it off, right? Whether it's a small win, small loss, whatever it is. That was a chase trade, and I should have been in that one quickly. So I do have the wherewithal to just exit out of that one. But as you can see, I wanted to jump back in for the reason I saw this one starting to play out. And on that first one, I knew I had mismanaged it by going stop loss to break even too quickly, right? So let's talk about why this happened, right? Because, you might ask, all right, Zach, you've been in the markets for, half a dozen years here. What's going on? Why are you mismanaging trades? You might be able to tell by my voice, I'm sick, right? I'm a little bit fatigued, just tired, kind of beat up as it is. So that emotional control, that, desire to sit through a loss after loss after loss if I have to, probably a little bit diminished. Number two, already taken a loss in the day. I do find myself a little bit more on the risk-averse side. I'm a great risk manager, but that can be an issue, right? If you are not willing to put risk on when your edge presents itself, right? Or just when a setup comes. For me personally, this was it. You can end up in a situation like this, right? Along with that, it's late in the day. I'm typically not sitting at my desk all the way through this time frame. Right now, it's 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern. I've been here for a while, along with being sick, all of that added in, right? It's not an excuse, but I have to journal this stuff to a certain degree, review with myself. All of this added in to me not wanting to hold that trade all the way down to a stop loss. I really wasn't accepting the risk, which is why I acted and moved my stop loss to break even, unfortunately stopping myself out. And I'm happy, really happy to share this with you guys and that it did play out this way, because when you get a good demonstration of what you did being incorrect, and had you just trusted your system, trusted your approach, trusted your trade management, what I've identified in my system, my approach, which is don't choke up on trades too much, and it plays out in your direction. It's more painful. It's upsetting, right? I'd feel really good, like a genius, like I did something smart if this thing dropped all the way off and I had stopped myself out at break even. But that's not going to help me in the long run. So today I got a really good example of why following your trade management, again, whatever that is for you specifically, is so important. I had a good entry on these. I would say a pretty solid entry, right? I waited for my approach to set up, and what I did after I put the trade on generated no profit when this could have been a significant amount of profit with one mini that I'm trading here on ES. So again, a couple notes here that I think that can be really, really helpful. Go ahead and review your trades, right? Review what happens after you put the trade on. You probably are entering with a stop loss and a take profit, maybe just a stop loss. How are you managing that trade? In my case, like I talked about a little bit, what I've found is I am one to drag stop loss up to break even, drag stop loss into profit. And I've talked about attempting to do that less in the past and to not do what I did here today for this reason specifically. Again, not every single time does the trade come back down to entry and then continue into profit. Sometimes it will come all the way through to stop loss. But what I'm finding over a large sample size is I have to take those multiple trades out of a large sample size, right? Out of 100 trades, there's going to be quite a few that move a little bit into profit and then all the way back to stop loss. I have to take those, and in order to realize the ones that continue all the way into profit and hit a TP. Otherwise, what will happen, right, is like what happened here today. I'm not realizing profit on a trade where my idea worked out well, where my edge was present, I executed, and the market did agree with my system, my approach. I'm not realizing those, right? I'm ending up $12.50 in profit. Meanwhile, had I entered there and the thing just ripped my face off and hit my stop loss, I would have realized a full stop loss. That's an issue, right? And that's a trade management issue. So I wanted to demonstrate this to you guys today here because I had a really clean example of it. Again, identify not only what you did, right, and how you can make an improvement, but like I tried to do with you guys here, why that may have happened, right? What was different maybe about today where I had this situation where, usually I'm pretty on the spot with this type of stuff, where I went stop loss to break even really quickly, stopped myself out, jumped back in, had to exit a trade, right? I noticed health, sick, I'm just not, fully there today. I had already taken a loss, right? That puts me from a place where now I'm in my head thinking, oh man, if I take this full stop out, now it's a full $1,000, DLL across multiple copy traded accounts. I don't know that I want to do that. It's late in the afternoon. I'm usually not here. I'm kind of, fatigued from sitting at the desk for too long, right? Those are all risk factors. And if you can identify those things on the front end, you can think about it the next time that it's happening and be that much more prepared to execute effectively. So I hope this video helps, guys. Again, I like to review stuff like this specifically when I have something that is a clear demonstration where I could have done something different to generate a different response, and I'm very well aware of it. It makes for, I think, a good example. And again, not to repeat this, I'm not talking about this being trade management for everybody. I'm not talking about not going stop loss to break even or holding your trade to a certain distance, none of that stuff. But whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing based on your approach, your strategy, you need to stick to. You need to apply some consistency. Otherwise, you're bouncing all over the place. And how do you identify what you might want to do? What's the best for your approach, trade management-wise? Review what's happening after you enter your trade. what you're doing. What are your inputs? Are these the best thing for a large sample size of trades on average? If yes, keep doing what you're doing. If no, maybe figure out a way to adjust in a small size. Hope this video helped, guys. Remember, you can be trading live with me, 100% free almost every day, 9:30 a.m. here on YouTube, on Kick, and streaming on X. I also run a 100% free trading Discord. No VIP feeder program, no course. You could hop in there, almost 2,000 members. I try to answer questions, talk about stuff like this. Along with that, if you want to check out Top 1 Futures, which is the accounts that I'm trading on right here on Project X, instant funded, use code RDF. I'll try to link it here. Link is down below the video for the best discount, better than the email, the website, the Discord. And most importantly, guys, remember, quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. I'm an idiot here yapping on YouTube for entertainment purposes only. Nothing I say here or anywhere else is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. I can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. Important for me to be transparent about that and for you to understand that. Talk to you guys soon. Hope to see you trading live.